Come on. With a common denominator.
So I wanted to make a video talking about the directionless, guidelessness of men, particularly of young men. With all the talk of the male loneliness epidemic or whatever and shit like that, and how young boys are um suffering in school, things shit like that. For the longest time, and I'm gonna tell you this is my experiences because I've been there, is that I believe a lot of men are directionless, guideless, purposeless in life. They don't know what to do. They live in a society that, one, they are hated, they are belittled, they are insulted, they are looked down upon, they are not needed, and they don't know what to do about that. And back in, let's say, decades ago, a lot of men had, the purpose of, building cities, building the nation, or going to the military, right? Going to war, defending your country, defending your nation, or going to work so you can provide for a family that needs you, a wife that needs you, children that need you. But we are in a time of, a generation where women don't need men or want men, or they have higher expectations of men, you know? Um, and a lot of young men don't know what to do because a lot of them feel not needed. So a lot of young men are just friendless. They just stay home, right? Play video games or whatever. They have no friends. They have nothing to their name. They don't know what to do. And in particular, a lot of them are raised by single mothers, have no father, or have a shitty father. So a lot of these young men don't know how to be better, don't know how to control their emotions, don't know what to do in life, don't have a direction. It's like they're. I think all men, as men, we need a purpose. We need a purpose. We need a direction. Okay, we need a direction in life. And again, like I said, back in the day, a lot of direction is, being part of building a nation, protecting a nation, protecting your family, providing for your family. And now that's not necessarily a motivator anymore. We have women, and this is fine. This is not a video about women anyway, but I'm just, of course, as human beings, women are always a part of it. Women need men less. Women are having kids later in life, if at all. So a lot of men don't know what to do in life. And I've been there. Okay. When I was young, all I thought about, I need a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend. I need a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend. It's like all about girls. Only until later on in life, I figured, you know what? I've had girlfriends, I've had exes, I've had, whatever, all these things. And, they ended having it. And then getting broken up with, all this stuff, right? And it didn't last, and it wasn't as fulfilling as I had hoped it was, or long lasting as I hoped it was. So I had to redirect. I had to redirect my mindset. Only in later in life where, I had to figure out when I put all my egg in a basket, right? Finding a girl, right? Getting a girl. And then it turned out, it failed, and I just feel like that it was unfulfilling, or it, because it was fleeting, didn't last. That happiness is now what? Because I feel like at the end of the day, um, that didn't bring me the happiness I wanted because they all failed, right? And it made me thinking that, you know what? I needed more. I needed a better direction. And that was when I think that I had nothing to my name. I had nothing to my name. I was struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, had no direction. So I started to change where, I needed to focus on myself. I needed to be happy with myself. I need to have my own direction. My goal shouldn't have been about women, because I honestly believe us as men, women and lust is our biggest kryptonite. It's our biggest weakness. And I needed to better myself, and I needed to gain self-respect. I needed to be accountable for myself. I needed to have self-reflection, view what kind of man I was. Um, and I needed to have a bigger, better focus than women. So that was the point where, I wanted to focus on, building myself, right? I exercise more. So, I focus on my journey of being the best version of myself. The best version of myself doesn't mean, this is a thing where we got to think about best version of yourself. In my opinion, is you are happy or content with your life, with yourself. You're not depressed. You're not, you are proud of yourself. You are, you're not angry at the world. It's like you're good. So that journey, and I'm still on it, made me like I got to be the best version of or happy with my health, my body, my mindset, my finances. So that journey put me where I had to build my finances. Where right now I'm doing decent. Like, I'm doing well. I'm on my journey to better myself financially, better myself mentally, have a better goal. My goal is this channel, right? This channel, my goal is to connect and hopefully support good men. Because I don't think this is going to, of course, this is not going to go viral. This is not going to, reach any significant amount of men. I just hope that it will reach at least certain men, or a few certain men that it will help, or it will motivate, or it will support. That one of my goals, right, of creating this channel is to show my support of men, because I've learning about men's self deletion rate, learning about the struggles of other men, because I always believed that nobody cared about men, not even men, right? And it took me time where I was listening to a whole bunch of stories, right? Reddit stories that men posted. And it's like just to hear the difficulties, the issues that men face. And it's like, seriously, so many people, and particularly men, are suffering. And they're suffering from things that I found I can empathize with, I can sympathize with. And some of it I've been through. And it made me like I cared. I wanted to support men. I wanted to possibly be a voice for some men, you know? I wanted to show that, you know, you're not alone. Although I'm just a guy, you know, over in the screen, but just to feel that someone is saying that they care, that they're not alone, that you're not alone. Because I like a little while back, I had a you know a viewer. He was telling me about he was like I think 2 3 years sober, 25 or whatever. He was a drug addict, so you know he was a few years sober, and I was like, my brother, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Now I don't know if if it was amazing for him to hear, but he said it was. He said he was really thankful of that. Just to because you know a lot of times, right, when I go home and I'm alone, you know, by myself, you know, a lot of times just talking to myself, it's like it's lonely. No one's talking to you. No one is, you know, a lot of times us as men, we're not like women, right? We don't get the attention. We don't get the validations. We don't get the love. We don't get the support. So we feel so invisible to the world. We feel so invisible to the world. So I felt like that one viewer, right? That one person telling me his a short story, right? You know, being an addict and then now a couple years sober. I felt like he was not invisible. That at that moment, he didn't feel invisible. He felt heard. You know, that this man over, you know, over online, right? This man on the screen is seeing me. Okay. I'm not invisible. Someone's saying that, you know, they're proud of me, that they care. And I said, I care. I said, I care. I'm proud of him for being, you know, a few years sober. And I hope it continues. I hope he gets better. I hope he's on his journey to being the best version of himself. If I was that, right? And I wish I had people like that because I had a shitty father, right? I believe most of us, a lot of us had. I had a shitty father, a man that wasn't there for me, a man that didn't support me, didn't motivate me, didn't inspire me, didn't guide me. Okay. And I believe a lot of us young men, a lot of us men, been there and done that, been through that. So that's why I hope that, you know, I can be a little bit like that to someone out there. So you know that you're not alone. You know that you're not invisible. Right? So that's what I hope because you know I've done. I talked about this a lot of times too, and I've said this other times where I want. You may think that this is a channel of me just bashing women, and it's not. It's not because part of it is that we have to understand women too to be the best version of ourselves, or not, or destroy the image that we put women on a pedestal. That's the thing. When I grew up, when I was young, I put women on a pedestal. I was like, oh, women are goddesses. Women are queens. Women, like, I need a woman. I need a woman. Because I thought they were perfect, right? I thought women could do no wrong. And you need to humanize women because I think we put women on such a pedestal that it's such a goddess kind of thing. We need to humanize women in the sense that they're not perfect. They're not the end all to be all. You know, they're not what could make you happy. You should be happy with yourself before you even think about a woman. You should do things for yourself. Your goals should be for yourself. So I created this channel because I found enjoyment giving voice to men, supporting good men, um, you know, chatting with good men, you know, my live streams and stuff like that. I found enjoyment from that. I found enjoyment where you can, you know, be friends with the community, you know, and you know, I talk about finances sometimes as well. I talk about, you know, men's issues, so, you know, things like that. And I wanted to show, you know, like again, my geeky shit, right? All the geek all the geek out stuff you see, those are enjoyments I found. And part of that is like, you know, building my finances. finding other things in life I enjoy, finding a different purpose in life. And I'm sorry if I'm blabbering. Okay, this is a moment I just wanted to share with others. Because I was listening to a story, right? I was listening to watching this show, a true crime podcast where you seen a young man mentally disturbed, you know, killing someone, and I just felt like, you know, because a lot of us as young men, we are directionless. We don't know how to control ourselves, control our emotions. We don't know how to think, right? We don't know how to mature. We don't know. It's just we don't. We have no guidance. No one is guiding us, so we don't know how to act. We don't know how to, go about the world. We are confused. So, this is why I wanted to go on this and talk. Where I want more men to have the strength to focus on yourself. Be happy or content with who you are. Be proud of who you are. Become the person where you can be proud of who you are. Be happy with who you are. Because we also got to think, right? Let's say when it comes to women, you think if you look and you self-reflection, right? Self-reflection is one of the most important things a man should be able to gain, right? Self-reflection skills. If you look at the person you are, would you date yourself? Would you? Or would you find yourself pathetic, creepy, boring, or well, maybe I'm not saying boring, but pathetic, creepy, a loser, nothing to offer? Because we gotta think, we if we demand things of others, we should be able to give back. We shouldn't be selfish. There should be something about you. And I'm just saying that it doesn't, again, we shouldn't make women our world, but women are part of it, right? For me, I am trying to better myself for myself. But if I can be someone I'm proud of, right? Better finances, a position where I can provide for a potential partner, mindset where I know how to be emotionally intelligent, actually intelligent, better communication skills, um, better outlook in life, better uh what is it? Better, I don't know. Just I guess communication skills, just relationships, right? Better relationship skills. It will only benefit the potential person I may be with. Because I can tell you this, right? When I was younger, I was dating somebody. I was dating someone where we were it was a toxic relationship. Where it was towards the end, it was a very toxic relationship. We're constantly arguing. We were constantly arguing, and there was one argument where it was a big fight. We had a big fight. She was abusive, I was abusive. And then she ran to the bedroom, closed the door, locked the door. Um, I was so mad. I was like, I wanted to come out so we could finish the argument, which is stupid, right? Because the me now, I would have walked away. I would have, you know what? I'm being hot headed. I'm well, I'm gonna say that, right? So I wanted her to come out so we could finish this argument. I was banging on the door. I was blind angry, right? Blind. I was like, I don't know. I was just like, I was out of body experience. I was like banging on that door. I was wanting to come out. I was so angry. I broke down that door. And it was a rented apartment. I was renting it, right? It was my apartment. So it was my money I'm messing it up. I broke down that door. when I did that, it's like snapped. It's like, what the fuck? What's happening? And I'm like, oh my God, this is a person where I don't want to be, right? This is a man that I did not like. I did not like the view of this. I was not proud of this kind of person. Because when I took a step back, a little bit later on, I noticed there was a key, right, on the ledge of the door. That's how emotionally immature, emotionally unstable I was, where I couldn't think of anything else. No critical thinking, no logic. Because if I was really thinking, I could have took that key and just opened a door. And, you know, if I was in a more stable mindset, but I wasn't. And that's part of the emotional maturity. Uh, you know, and that was the thing where I came to realize I didn't want to be that person because I didn't respect that person. I wasn't happy with that type of person. Um, so that's the thing where those are the journeys where, because I didn't have anyone to guide me, anyone to really mentor me, direct me on how to go about life. And that's the thing where more of us need to control our emotion, right? I think we shouldn't be emotional. I think we should be able to express our emotions, right? Talk, uh, put out our feelings, put out our thoughts. But expressing emotion as a man, it's dangerous and it's not needed. It's not needed. I think part of being a man should be stoic, should be in control, right? We should be in control of ourselves. Because we should all know as men, we have the propensity of strength, right? We have the capabilities of strength. So, we need to be in control of ourselves. So I'm just saying that's like something that, you know, a lot of us as young men, we had nobody to guide us, to mentor us. So, it was an experience that I went through where I had to learn where I wanted to become somebody I'm proud of, where I'm not ashamed of, where, you know, I just wanted to be a better person, right? So yes, I mean, those are things where, and I had no one to turn to, right? No one to talk to about anything. So that's why I wanted to, do this channel where I like this channel, where I like my content, where we can talk about certain things, right? The live, where anyone can talk to me if they want to talk to me. We could chat, we could share because I love my community because we can talk about our feelings, right? Thoughts, our emotions, right? Our opinions, and we can feel heard, and we're not we can be there for each other. Because men, we don't have no support system. We have no support system. We have no one that cares. So that's why I wanted to build that kind of community. And like I said, I don't think this is gonna go, you know, I doubt anyone will see this. But if it reaches like at least one person that it could be helpful for, you know, I did my I did what I feel that I'll be proud of, you know. So, you know, I want us men, to know that this is a brotherhood. This channel, it could be, and if you don't, if you would love, it's your brotherhood, right? I've called all my subscribers, all my chat followers, right, my commenters, brothers, because I feel like you are. I feel like you are my brothers.
A man who came back from hell doesn't speak to impress. He speaks because he survived. He doesn't beg for peace. He builds it with his bare hands. I've been through the fire, not once, but over and over. Life tried to break me, bury me, silence me. But here I am, not as I was, but stronger, colder, wiser. The pain didn't end me. It transformed me. I'm not the same person who walked into the storm. I'm the one who walked out of it carrying lightning in his chest. I no longer fear the dark. Because I've become the fire.
Us as men, suffering is a part of it. Struggle is a part of it. I do believe in the survival of the fittest, right? Particularly mindset. If you can't get back up, you lost as a man. The world is unkind. The world is unfair. Us as men, as average men, we are always looked down upon, belittled, insulted, not needed, used, abused, just shitted on. But this is why I wanted to build this community. To pick us back up, to support us. You're not alone. Let's get back up together. Let's move forward together. Iron sharpens iron. Let's keep fighting, keep moving. I didn't build this channel to hate on women. I built this channel to inspire men, to push men to be better, to have men to understand. If you hold other people accountable, you must hold yourself also accountable. I hold women accountable for their actions and words, but 100%, I hold men accountable for their actions and words. Please hold me accountable as well. If I say something that, is truly, right, truly hypocritical, delusional, tell me. Hold me accountable then. I don't mind.
What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Look around you. There was no fucking team. It was you. There was no weight loss program or mom and dad waking you up saying you can do it, you can be better, trying to build belief. You built belief when you had nothing. Rock bottom.
You don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish.
When you quit, your mind says we're done. So it doesn't expand. There's no expansion when you quit. When you say, fuck you, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. What happens to your mind is it does this. It says, fuck, he's not leaving. So we gotta expand. We gotta grow. We gotta figure this fucking thing out.
This is what I always want. We must persevere. Like I said, no one cares about us. So we have to at least care about ourselves. Care about yourself. Please have self-respect. I'm a big promoter of self-respect. Don't be a doormat. Don't be spineless. Care about yourself. Love yourself. Persevere. Push yourself to be better because you want to be better.
You're a man. Never look desperate. Never react emotionally. Remain calm, even when you're going through hard times. Accept the fact that it's just your time to suffer, just like every great man before you.
Understand, struggle is part of manhood. Struggle is part of being a man. Okay? But what defines a man is when you pick yourself back up. When you don't let struggle destroy you. When you don't let nothing destroy you. Perseverance. Right? Strength. That is what is part of being a man. Okay? Even the geeks, the nerds, all the men that aren't deemed masculine, picking yourself back up is part of being a man. Persevering. Yes, life is a bunch of struggles, but not letting it hold you down, shackle you. That's what truly being a man is, in my opinion.
You become what you think about. You become what you think about. And since the only thing that you can control is your thinking, if you change what you are thinking about, you will begin to change your reality. If you change what you expect, you change what you believe, you change your dominant thoughts, you change your inner workings, you begin to attract into your life people, circumstances, events, opportunities, everything consistent with your new thoughts. The reason people are unsuccessful is they think thoughts of unsuccess or failure. Another line, which is very, very important, says that all causation is mental. We live in a mental universe. All causation is mental. If you wish to change your universe, you have to change your mentality. And this brings us to the most important line of all, which is simply this. And let me write it over here. If you change your thinking, and you change your life. You become.
The mind is the most important thing. Your mindset is the most important thing. That's why it's the part of the journey to be the best version of yourself. I've changed my mindset completely. I am more relatively happy, but more content with my life. I found more purpose, more drive, right? I enjoy making money, right? I enjoy investing. I enjoy increasing my financial wealth. I enjoy my purpose of creating these videos, talking to the subscribers, the followers, the chat members. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to other men online, right? Because it's inspiring, it's humbling, it's supportive. I enjoy just what I perceive as giving men a voice, a support system, and letting others know that I care. So I don't know if this will reach any men that it needs to reach, but I hope you join the brotherhood. I hope you join the brotherhood. I hope you know that you're not invisible. You're not alone. Life is unfair. Life is hard. Life is a struggle. But to know that you're not by yourself, you're not invisible. You know, there are ways to go about it. Shouldn't be as hard as it is, right? So, I don't know. I just wanted to make this video just to talk. Because one of the things I like building my channel is that I want it to be like friends, like a brother, like a friend, you know, a friend, bunch of men being a brotherhood, right? So just sometimes we shoot the shit. We talk to each other. We talk about our feelings. We talk about our thoughts. So I don't know. But I hope you guys know that I do care. You're not alone. So let's join this journey on being the best version of ourselves together. All right? This is your support system. I will, you inspire me. Hopefully I can inspire you, right? So what's up, my brothers?